Vikings. The very word sparks images of fierce raiders, horned helmets, and bloody battles. But how much of this is truth, and how much is myth? Popular culture often paints the Vikings as ruthless invaders, storming the shores of England and France. And yes, raids were part of their story. But archaeology tells us there's more. Excavations reveal that the Vikings were not just warriors, but skilled traders, farmers, and explorers. Their longships carried them across stormy seas, settling Iceland, Greenland, and even reaching North America centuries before Columbus. At sites like Meadows in Newfoundland, archaeologists uncovered proof of Viking presence in the New World. They also left behind ornate burial treasures, runes, stones, and fortified settlements, showing a society rich in culture, law, and craftsmanship. Even the famous horned helmets, a myth. Real Viking helmets were practical and built for battle. So who were the Vikings? Raiders, yes, but also settlers, builders, and explorers whose legacy reshaped the medieval world. The line between myth and reality is thinner than we think. From raiding coastal towns to shaping the course of history, the Vikings continue to fascinate us. So let's dive into their world and separate fact from fiction. Welcome to my channel. Known primarily for their fearsome reputation as raiders, Vikings actually held a deep connection to their homelands, particularly Scandinavia. Despite their long voyages and explorations, they had strong ties to their cultural and familial roots, visiting or returning to Scandinavia frequently. In fact, evidence suggests that Vikings were less likely to raid or pillage in their own home regions, indicating a respect for their homeland that extended to their neighbors. Archaeologists have uncovered fascinating insights into Viking raids through the analysis of material remains such as weapons, tools, and structures. For instance, at the former Viking settlement of Edeby, in northern Germany, excavations revealed traces of violence and destruction caused by invading forces. These findings shed light on the impact of Viking raids on local communities and help us understand the human cost of these violent encounters. It's important to note that the Vikings didn't just target monasteries and churches as commonly portrayed. While some accounts suggest a preference for these locations, it was due to their perceived vulnerability and high-value targets. Monasteries often stored significant wealth and were less likely to be defended, making them attractive to Viking raiders seeking plunder. Adityanadi, the Vikings were known to establish trading posts and farmsteads along their adopted homelands, highlighting their adaptability and resourcefulness. This practice allowed them to sustain themselves and thrive in new environments, showcasing their ability to integrate into different cultures. Furthermore, the Vikings' impact extended beyond violence and destruction. They engaged in extensive trading networks, exchanging goods such as fur, timber, and fish with neighboring regions. This commercial activity facilitated cultural exchange and helped shape the economies of the areas they inhabited. The Vikings' lasting legacy serves as a reminder of their significant influence on the development of European history. Their contributions to exploration, trade, and cultural exchange played a vital role in shaping the medieval world. By studying the material remains of Viking raids, such as weapons, tools, and structures, archaeologists are able to piece together the complex realities of Viking society and their interactions with other cultures. As mentioned earlier, popular culture often portrays Vikings as ferocious warriors who relentlessly targeted monasteries and churches during their raids. However, archaeological evidence suggests a more nuanced picture of their behavior. Although Vikings did attack monasteries, it wasn't necessarily driven by religious fervor, as commonly depicted. Instead, these attacks were primarily motivated by the opportunity for plunder, as monasteries were seen as vulnerable targets with valuable possessions. This is supported by historical records and sagas that describe Viking raids as primarily economic ventures rather than religiously motivated acts. Moreover, the Vikings' actions were not limited to pillaging. They established trading posts, farmsteads, and settlements in various regions, demonstrating their adaptability and desire for economic opportunities. Their trading networks extended to neighboring regions where they exchanged goods such as fur, timber, and fish. This commercial activity highlights the Vikings' role as traders and their contribution to the development of medieval economies. Overall, the Vikings' lasting impact on European history is evident in their exploration, trade, and cultural exchange. Studying the material remains of Viking raids provides invaluable insights into their society and interactions with other cultures. Archaeologists continue to uncover fascinating discoveries that challenged preconceived notions and shed light on the complexity of Viking history. One of the most enduring images associated with the Vikings is their iconic longship. These magnificent vessels played a pivotal role in Viking sea trade and military expeditions, enabling them to explore and conquer vast stretches of the North Atlantic. Longships were not only symbols of Viking power and innovation, but also crucial for their survival and prosperity. These ships were designed for speed and versatility, capable of navigating both open seas and shallow rivers. Their construction showcased advanced shipbuilding techniques and an understanding of maritime engineering that belied the Viking Age's reputation as a time of uncivilized brutality. Archaeologists have uncovered numerous ship burials, including the remarkable discovery of the rock whale in Norway. These burials provide invaluable insights into the craftsmanship and cultural significance of longships in Viking society. Many of the artifacts found on board, such as gaming pieces and luxury goods, reflect the Vikings' interest in leisure and trade during their voyages. The presence of these items challenges the perception of Vikings as solely bloodthirsty raiders and offers a glimpse into their everyday lives. Longships also played a vital role in the Viking exploration and colonization of new territories. They enabled Vikings to venture far beyond their homelands, exploring and settling regions such as Iceland, Greenland, and even North America. Their navigational skills and daring spirit allowed them to conquer the challenges of the open sea, forging new settlements and establishing trading posts. Through their voyages, Vikings expanded their cultural horizons, encountering diverse people and establishing connections that would shape the medieval world. Archaeologists have made incredible strides in uncovering the secrets of Viking ship burials, shedding light on the craftsmanship and cultural significance of longships in Viking society. One of the most notable discoveries was the excavation of a large Viking ship burial mound at the Oseberg site in Norway in the 1930s. The ship, known as the Oseberg ship, was found to be one of the largest and most elaborately decorated Viking vessels ever discovered. It provided a wealth of information about Viking shipbuilding techniques and the status of the individual buried within the mound. The discovery of the Oseberg ship led to further investigations of ship burials across Scandinavia, revealing a rich tradition of maritime culture among the Vikings. Archaeologists have identified numerous ship burial mounds, each offering unique insights into Viking society. These mounds typically consisted of a large mound of earth and stones covering the ship and its contents. The process of constructing these mounds required significant labor and resources, reflecting the importance of ships in Viking culture. The interior of the ships was often furnished with a variety of artifacts, including weapons, tools, household items, and luxury goods. These items were carefully placed within the ship and were intended to accompany the deceased on their final journey. Ship burials also served as a means of expressing social status and power. The size and opulence of the burial reflected the rank of the individual being laid to rest. For example, the Sutton, whose ship burial in England contained the remains of an elite member of society, as evidenced by the presence of high-status objects such as a helmet and a purse. Overall, the study of Viking ship burials has provided invaluable insights into the Vikings' maritime culture, shipbuilding traditions, and social customs. Each excavation adds to our understanding of Viking society and the role that ships played in their daily lives and beliefs. For centuries, Vikings were believed to have initiated their raids from small settlements near their homelands. However, recent archaeological findings have challenged this long-held belief, revealing a more intricate and sophisticated network of activity. Through meticulous excavations and analysis, researchers have discovered evidence of extensive fortifications and organized infrastructure at these purportedly simple settlements. What once appeared to be rudimentary homesteads have transformed into glimpses of a complex, socio-political structure. For instance, the former Viking settlement of Hedeby in northern Germany was initially thought to be a modest trading post. Yet archaeological investigations have uncovered traces of a bustling urban center, complete with defensive walls, workshops, and administrative buildings. Similarly, the Viking Age settlement of Birka in Sweden has revealed evidence of a sophisticated trading hub and political center. Its strategic location at the crossroads of major trade routes facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas, connecting the Vikings to distant civilizations. Through these discoveries, archaeologists have gained a deeper appreciation for the Vikings' administrative capabilities, as well as their engagement in long-distance trade networks. The notion of Vikings solely relying on small settlements near their homelands has been dispelled, replaced by a more nuanced understanding of their complex social structure and far-reaching networks that shape the dynamics of medieval Europe. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of the Viking. We've explored the archaeological evidence that challenges popular perceptions and reveals the true extent of their influence. Remember, history is never black or white. The Vikings, too, were a product of their time, driven by a complex interplay of motivations that defied simple categorization. Their story is a testament to human resilience, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of new horizons. As we continue to unearth new discoveries, we'll gain a deeper appreciation for the Vikings' contributions to our collective heritage. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the line between myth and reality is often thinner than we think.